Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alyssa, and for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 favorite palettes for spring and summer. Today's video is super special because it's actually in collaboration with Aileen over at A Merch Beauty here on YouTube. And you guys, if you do not know who Aileen is, then you are seriously missing out, because not only is she one of the most sweetest and kind-hearted individuals that I have had the pleasure of connecting with, she's also absolutely hilarious. I swear to you guys, we are the same person, just in 2 separate bodies. She is 10 out of 10 on the attitude, the sarcasm, the way she carries herself. I absolutely adore her, and I just know that you guys will too. Her channel is also absolutely phenomenal. She is another beauty channel. However, her channel primarily focuses on luxury makeup. So if you are into Chanel, Tom Ford, Gucci, Dior, she is the channel that you need to be subscribed to, because she does everything with those brands, from hauls, reviews, full faces of makeup. And the best part about her is that she is always brutally honest. She sugarcoats nothing. So when Aileen says that something is good and worth the money, she means it, and I know I can trust her word, which is great for someone like me who does not purchase a lot of luxury makeup. I know what's worth me investing in versus just wasting my money trying everything, because she's always going to keep it 100. So as soon as you are done watching this video, you guys, you are going to head over and watch her video, where I know she's going to be giving you all the good luxury palettes to use for spring and summer. But you're also going to subscribe to her channel, because she's absolutely phenomenal and you're going to want to keep coming back. I'm going to have a card up here. I'm going to have her video, her channel, and her Instagram linked down in my description bar. So go show her some love on all her platforms. She definitely deserves way more followers than she has. So we're going to go ahead and boost her and show her some love. Tell her that I sent you. And yeah, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to jump into the video, because I seriously could sit here for the next 5 minutes and just talk about how much I adore her. But I am super excited to share my 5 favorite palettes with you guys. So let's just go ahead and get started. So jumping into this video, you guys, I'm sure if you have been watching any of my spring makeup looks as of late, you are going to know most of the palettes that I'm going to mention here. So if you guess any of them before I mention them, definitely let me know down in the comment section below, because like I said, these are the palettes that I have not been able to stop using, which makes sense because they're my favorites. So starting off, I'm going to mention the Glam Light Cake palette. Now, I was actually gifted this palette by a friend, and I am now forever indebted to that friend, because this palette is absolutely phenomenal. I would have never purchased it for myself, because you guys know I am someone that does not like oddly shaped palettes. They drive me crazy for some reason. So I would have never bought this on my own, even though I thought it was a pretty palette, because literally the inside takes the cake, pun intended. This is an absolutely stunning palette for spring and summer. It has literally almost every shade you could want. It's not a neutral palette by any means. It's very much a colorful palette, but it has every daggum color you could possibly want. They are extremely pigmented. They blend out like a dream. They are not patchy. They don't have any issues. They have little to no fallout. So this is such a key palette for me when it comes to doing colorful, bold looks. I use this a lot when I do my Halloween looks as well, just because, again, it's got colors that I don't have to go searching through all of my other palettes for. The next palette that I have to talk about, again, should be no surprise. It is also a supremely colorful eyeshadow palette, and that is the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. I remember when he launched this collection, I thought it was genius. I love the idea of it being super, super colorful. Now, again, it is like an all-colored palette, much like the Glam Light one, but this one falls more pastel in tone, where the Glam Light one falls definitely more bold and vibrant, so which is why I like to use both of these. I will link the video where I did my little spring pastel eye look, because it was primarily this palette. And I will say, half the palette is pretty deep shades that I don't tend to use for spring and summer, but the pastel ones are absolutely amazing. I will say not every shadow in this palette is a winner. I've mentioned this multiple times on my channel when I've done different looks with it, this green. really is not it, if I'm keeping it real, which sucks because it's such a fun and unique green, but it's actually very patchy and not that great. However, we're going to be talking about more of the pastels that I like to use for the spring and summer. They do perform well. They do take a little bit of time to build up. However, they are pastel shades, so that kind of, you know, explains itself. I do think they offer great pigmentation for being pastel, and they stay pastel even when you build them up. They don't kind of muddle their shade or anything like that, and they work well together. So it's a really, really great palette. I know it's not going to be for everybody, and I know not everybody wants to buy from Jeffree Star. I completely and 110% understand. If I would recommend kind of one over the other to you, even though I don't mind purchasing from Jeffree Star, I will say that the Glam Like Cake palette is better. But if you're looking for pastel shades, it's a good one. Next, I have two from this brand because I kind of want to mention them together just because they're not very big eyeshadow palettes. But so I'm going to be talking about Alamar Cosmetics. This one right here is the Reina del Caribe Volume 1. I'm sure I'm butchering that like you wouldn't believe. And this one over here is the Spanglish palette. I'll start with this one first because this is the one I've had the longest. I think this palette is absolutely stunning, especially when you're doing, I use this more summer than spring, but oh my gosh, these blues in here, you guys, drool worthy. They are I'm talking to like literally absolutely phenomenal. Like, stop playing. It's like the ocean on your eyes. It's stunning. The mattes blend out like a dream as well. They are so pretty. And these shades right here are just right up my alley. So when I got this palette, I think I got it in a BoxyCharm. I was super blown away because it was almost like it was made for me. Now, I do get that there's only but so many looks you're going to get from just this palette alone, but you can get quite a few really great looks just from this one by itself. And then the other one that I've mentioned is their Spanglish palette, and this pulls more pinky purple, so you kind of got two different vibes. Again, there's only but so many looks you're gonna get with this palette, but I still think it's great. With this palette, in my opinion, the shimmers really outdo the mattes. The mattes do blend out nice, but not as good as the one I just mentioned. Like, these mattes are better than these ones in my opinion. All right, so next palette I'm gonna show you guys two again just because I just have to give them a shout out, but they are the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. These are absolutely phenomenal and literally only $3. Like, e.l.f. really knocked these out of the park. I don't know that I've ever used a drugstore eyeshadow that performs this freaking good. These are insanely pigmented. Like, a little goes a long way, and they blend out like a dream. They last a long time on the eye. You know how like if you get some drugstore shadows, it's almost like the shadows will disappear? Nay, not with these. I have done some of the most gorgeous looks using these shadows exclusively, and I will link those videos down below. I don't like, my mind is blown. This one is in the shade Carnival Candy, if you're wondering, and this one is the Hot Jalapeno one. These are phenomenal, and I know these are pretty bold, but I like to go for bold colors. But they have a ton of these. They have like neutral ones that run more mauve, more pink, more purple. So like, you can really find some and customize it to your needs. I do want to mention that while these are much like the Alamar Cosmetics ones, where you're only going to get so many looks out of these palettes exclusively, they are great to pair with other palettes. They are so small, so they're easy to store. Okay, so the last palette I'm going to mention to you guys is my #1 favorite palette for spring and summer. The other palettes that I mentioned were in no particular order, but I am very comfortable and confident in saying that this is my favorite. I am a walking, talking ad for this palette, so it's going to come as no surprise to any of you that have been a part of my channel for a minute, but it is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. I swear I should be sponsored. Morphe, Jaclyn, I'm waiting. But this palette is, in my personal opinion, absolutely a must-have in your collection. I'm going to focus primarily on it bringing spring and summer, but I swear that you could use this any time of the year you want. The color story is absolutely phenomenal. The pigmentation is amazing. They blend out like a dream. The shimmers are great. And what I love the most about this palette is it will work for literally anybody. If you are someone that likes primarily neutral eye looks, but you want to dabble with color, it's got you. If you are someone that just loves colorful eyeshadow looks, but you also feel like you may need those neutrals to blend something out and you don't want to reach for a separate palette, this one. This palette, unlike all the other ones I mentioned, gives you that versatility because all the other palettes I mentioned are pretty much just colorful eyeshadow palettes. They don't really have neutrals. They don't give you those transition shades. This palette does. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not going to speak on it too long because, like I said, if you've been on my channel here for a minute at least, you know that I love this palette so much. I use it a ton. I will link some of the makeup looks that I have done with this palette down below as well. But it's absolutely phenomenal. If you do not have this palette, out of every one that I mentioned today, you need this palette, trust me. Anyways, you guys, that is all for today's video. Those are my 5 favorite palettes for spring and summer. I would love to know what your favorites are down in the comments section below. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you did and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do not forget to head over to Aileen's channel and check out her video on her 5 favorite palettes for spring and summer as well, and subscribe to her channel, you guys. Tell her I sent you. And yeah, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really did hope that you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye.